Alright, today we're going to teach you how to make yummy kombucha that your kids love. So, kombucha is basically fermented tea, so you need to boil some water. We got some water boiling here. When it comes to the water, if you use tap water, it has chlorine in it, so you have to boil it for at least 5 minutes. The best kind of water to use would be either spring water or well water, because it has more of a mineral content. This is actually spring water. And so I'm going to start off, turn it off. I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. You can use any kind of sugar you want. I used to use darker sugars, but it makes it a stronger kombucha, and my kids didn't really like that. So I went back to the white sugar, and they like that a lot better. They drink it more. So 2 cups of sugar, stir that up. And basically all I'm doing here is I'm making tea. I make a gallon, so this is going to be the recipe for 1 gallon. Get the sugar to dissolve. And once the sugar's all dissolved, then we put the tea in there. So I use 4 green tea and 3 black tea. You can do, the key for kombucha is black tea. That's the tea that the actual kombucha eats. So you could do just all black tea, but again, that made it too strong and my kids didn't really like it. So this was the combination of mixture of green and black that worked the best so that my kids would drink it. So 4 green teas, just kind of get these going in here. Got the 4 green tea here. And then 3 black tea. Kind of swish it around. And once you have all the tea in there, you need to let this sit until it gets down to room temperature. Otherwise it would kill your SCOBY or mother. So, we'll let this sit and take it off the heat. Let this sit over here. Takes a few hours to cool down to room temperature. I actually have another one over here that I did earlier. So I'll take the tea bags out. And we'll just throw these away. So there's your sweet tea that you made, again with 4 green tea and 3 black tea. All right, then you get your SCOBY, or your actual kombucha. Now kombucha, notice I have it up here out of the light. You want to put it somewhere like in a closet or somewhere away from direct sunlight. You don't want it to get too hot or too cold. And so this has been sitting up there for about a week. Did it last Tuesday and today's Wednesday, so that's 8 days. You want to go from about 5 to 7 or 8 days. And this is the actual SCOBY, or mother. So you're going to take that out. A lot of times you'll have another layer. So you notice it produced a new layer on top. So with this, this is the new SCOBY, and this is the old SCOBY. You could actually do 2 batches. But we're just going to redo one. So I'm going to dump some of this in here. And the reason I do that is I'm going to mix it up, because on the bottom, if you can see on the bottom, it kind of settles down there. So I want to mix it up so it's not sitting on the bottom. But sometimes, I don't know if this batch will do it. Yeah, this one's not doing it, but sometimes it'll bubble over if I do it when it's full. So, dump that in here. Alright. Clean this jar out a little bit. Now you gotta be careful with soap. Alright, because most soap is antibacterial. And the SCOBY stands for Symbiotic Culture of Bacteria and Yeast. So you don't want to kill the bacteria, it's alive, right? So you got to be careful with any soaps. The other thing too is you don't want to use metal. The SCOBY and kombucha, they don't like metal either, so you want to use plastic. Alright, so now that we got this clean, take our batch, our new batch, because the SCOBY eats the black sweet tea out of here and produces the probiotics and the stuff that's good for your liver. So dump this in the jar. So you take the new tea, and then you want to take about a cup of the old juice. And this is a half cup, so I'll do 2 of these. And then you put your SCOBY back in there. I'm going to do the old SCOBY because it's thicker. This one I'm just going to throw away actually, because I don't have anything. You could give it to someone, they could start one. That's the best thing to do if you have someone who wants to get into it. So this is your new batch that you need to let ferment for about a week. 5 to about 7 or 8 days. When we were in a warmer climate, it was about 5 or 6 days, but we moved back up north, so now it's about 7 or 8 days. So now, at this point, this stuff you could take and drink, but my kids don't like it plain. A lot of people have videos and flavor it with different fruits or ginger. I really like ginger actually, but my kids didn't like it. So what I do is I flavor it with frozen juice. This is cherry pomegranate. This is one of our favorites. Just go to the store, get any kind of favorite juice. Grape juice is really good too, actually. We try to get juice that doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it. That's just us, you know, it's up to you what you want to do. So I put this in here. And this is going to be cherry pomegranate kombucha. So again, you want to use plastic, so it doesn't like metal. So plastic spoon, plastic bowl. And what I'm going to do is what they call a second fermentation. So I'm going to put this in bottles that seal and kind of build up pressure to make it kind of more like soda. So once you got the juice all gone, I got some bottles behind me here. So I need to pour it into these bottles. Yeah, funnel, pour it in here. You don't want to fill it up all the way. You want to leave a head on it so that there's room for the effervescence and the stuff to feel. So I'm going to seal this and I'll set this on the counter over here. Now I'm going to leave this out for another 24 hours, maybe a day or two basically. It kind of depends. In the summer it's like a day, in the winter it's more like 2 days. You have to be careful though, because it'll build up pressure, and if you let it sit too long, the bottle will explode. And that's very dangerous. After it sits here for a day or two, just put it in the fridge. I'm going to put it in here, and here I have a batch from before. I think this is a mango peach or something, and it's ready to drink, and your kids will love it.